All right. So it is Tuesday, the 16th of April, and the day after tax day. It's Caryn's birthday. Everybody say happy birthday, Caryn. Woo! Happy birthday, Caryn.
Happy birthday.
That's awesome. All right. So a quick layout of how I'm going to do the format tonight because I want everybody to, yeah, hey, thanks for that, Rose. You just gave me an idea. Everybody in the chat and type Caryn a happy birthday wish so she knows she's loved, and her son's birthday as well, James. So that it was Caryn and James' birthday. So send them some love. He has to share her birthday, so let's give her some special, right? All right. So the format for tonight, I'm going to try it out a little bit, and I'm going to go over nutrition first. I'm going to go over it pretty briefly. I'm going to go up kind of a high level, but I want you guys to kind of understand how I talk about it, or when I talk about it, how I talk about it. And then hopefully you guys can start fielding some of the comments that come in on Great Nutrition or comments that come in on your personal pages. So I want you guys to kind of have an overview of the nutrition and kind of how, at least how I try to talk about it, and then kind of work it into your own verbiage as to how you want to talk about it. I'm going to try to talk about it at a level that's easily duplicatable. So I don't want to get into like the what ifs and all that kind of stuff so much, because those can be covered in Great Nutrition, which is easily duplicatable because you can always send somebody there to have those questions answered or to get some additional input at least. And then as I go through that, I'm going to I've got a couple of the top topics that we're going to touch about as we go. So first off, thank you guys for being here, and welcome to Tuesday Night Call. Nutrition. The Isogenics is a nutrition system, okay? And I really want you guys to use the word nutrition when you're talking about it, versus any other thing, right? Not diet, it's just nutrition. And for so many people, it's just a gap filler, okay? It's a gap filler, meaning it's giving you nutrition that you may not have been experiencing or may not have been receiving through the normal course of your food consumption, right? So, so when we start somebody, we start them with a system of the nutrition, because most people fail if they don't have a system. So, and as you're going to hear from several of our 100-pound club members tonight, the nutrition system is what gets you started. And then as you find what works for you, because you have to be your own guinea pig to find out what's best going to help you be successful, okay? So think about it as a nutrition system. Think about it as a long-term gap filler, okay? So initially it's a system, and then it becomes a long-term gap filler. I use it now, 7 years in, because it fits the nutritional gaps that I know I would miss otherwise. It's my pre-workout, it's my post-workout, it's easy snack, it's an easy breakfast. All of those things that I might normally miss, I can use this in the long term for multiple years because it fits those things, okay? If somebody says, I want to be keto, no problem. Ketosis is simply a matter of being low carb, and we can show them how, with the Isogenics IsoPro, that they can use the Isogenics nutrition products in order to obtain that desire to be in ketosis. Okay, so we can help them with that, because a lot of people that try to be in ketosis, they're simply trying to reduce the amount of carbs to a low level. Most of the time, they will tell you someplace between 20 and 30 grams of carbs. They ain't having any wine. So that's what they're wanting to do. And ketosis, or being in that system, is a great tool. And I know as I talk to Jamie a little bit later here, I'm going to tell you a little bit about, we're going to talk a little bit about how he managed to dial in those last bits and how important it was to head down that path towards ketosis. Now, I'm not sure, in fact, quite honestly, I'm not 100% sure, but I think he was probably pretty close into that towards the end of his journey, because he was really trying to lose those last few pounds based on his goal date, okay? When you do a cleanse system, okay, so I'm going to move from the shakes, right, and the bars and all that kind of stuff, because that's the nutrition, right? When you move to the cleanse system, you are offering the ability for somebody to go into ketosis through our cleanse system. Okay, so our cleanse system will allow someone to achieve that level of ketosis for a limited period of time. Okay, I know that Isagenix will coach, and I see a lot of people on here coaching about using isodelites and using whey thins and using hydrate and a lot of those things. And those are great tools to help you continue in if you must. But good, better, best, your best version of your cleanse is the cleanse and the snacks. That's it. Okay, that is the best version of the cleanse system, because the original intent of the cleanse system is help to drop the amount of sugars that you're taking in, and obviously the isodelites, and it's also about digestion and stuff like that. So taking in the whey thins, and I'll be the first one to admit, I'll use some whey thins on my cleanse day. I'll also use a scoop of Isopro on a cleanse day if I need to. But again, this is based off of what I know to be nutritionally valuable for me. But if you follow the system, you will find success. Okay. So when it talks about isodelites, when it talks about hydrate, when it talks about whey thins, you just want to say, follow the system is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. However, just keep an eye on the amount of additional products that you're putting in your body over and above the cleanse and the snacks. Okay. So super duplicatable, not complicated, no worries. And as far as like when people say, can I do the cleanse at night? Can I do it in the morning? Can I do it in the afternoon? Can I do it while I'm sleeping? Yes. The answer is always yes. Isagenix, you cannot screw it up. Okay. You can take the shake anytime. I see a lot of times a question will come up about if I'm on a shift schedule, right? I know Jamie's at work, right? I keep talking about Jamie because we're talking about him. But Jamie's on a shift schedule, and many of you work shift work. It's 24 hours, people. So when you're awake, it's 24. It's your awake. It's your awake time. When you're asleep, it's your sleep time. So just follow whatever it is that you need to do during that time that you're awake, right? If you need to drink 4 servings of cleanse, drink them while you're awake. It's really difficult to drink them while you're asleep, so drink them while you're awake. What does that look like? It's all different ways. You can shoot the cleanse in a shot glass. You can put it in a big cup. You can do whatever you want to do with it. Just get it in your system. I know me, and because of that, I'll sit here and I'll go, okay, look, I need to drink my cleanse, so I need to fill this cup up 4 times a day. Okay, and I might make a full gallon of it. I'll put all my servings of cleanse in the gallon bucket at the beginning and just pour it out as I go, right? Or sometimes I'll pour it as I go, whatever. It doesn't matter. I just know I need to get it in. And that's what you need to tell everybody. It's the same as the regular nutrition. Just get it in your body, okay? Throughout the course of the day is better, but if they need to drink all their cleanse right away because they got a busy day, drink it and then go. You cannot screw it up, okay? You can't screw it up. All right. So that's the shakes, bars, and the cleanse. The Ionics. Ionics, I would tell you, don't ever let somebody sign up without Ionics, right? I don't care if you have to just, buy. All of you should have a box where they have the little sticks, and you should, if you get somebody just like, I just don't want it, I don't want to start up with it, give them 5 sticks, right? Buy a box of it and give them 5 sticks when they start, okay? Because they're going to feel the Ionics. They're going to feel that B vitamin. They're going to feel that energy. So if you have somebody who just wants to start up with some shakes, or you guys saw me post like the different little results packs that somebody put together. I don't even know who put them together. Somebody put the little results packs together, and it's all different target things. Get them the Ionics. Give them 5 sticks. Call it good. I think there's 30 of them come in a box. So buy a box of them. You can hand out 5 sticks every time you sign somebody up. That does not buy it already. Okay. So that's the Ionics. Don't let them go without it. It's B vitamins, it's adaptogens, it's hormonal support. It's just, it's good for you, right? So that's what I would tell you about that. So that's the Ionics, that's the shakes and bars. And then the other snacks are just that, okay? A lot of times, and I want to touch on this real quick. There's a lot of people that will ask a question, is this a meal replacement? Okay? This is where I want to show you guys a little bit about this, okay, so that you understand, so that you can all be experts when it comes to talking about this topic. Is the isogenic shake a meal replacement? Maybe. Okay, maybe. It might be a meal replacement depending on what the nutritional and calorie needs are of that person. Okay, so if a person is, if I'm coaching Ryan and Ryan's like, man, I'm going to chew my arm off if I try to do 1,200 calories a day, right? Then a shake is not going to be a meal replacement for Ryan. Okay, so Ryan or Jamie, when we first were talking, or Dan, or any of the guys, quite honestly, any of the guys on here that are, super busy and came in with some weight on them, I'm going to say, look, there's nothing wrong with having shake and bacon, some shake and eggs, right? Now we're talking about adding a little bit of extra food in addition to the shake, right? Now, if their calorie count, and if they say, like Wilkinson, I was talking to Todd because I didn't know Woob when we first really started, but he's like, dude, I just followed this plan, man. I did what it said. I was 1,200 calories and I just powered through it. Again, that's not a problem, but it's an option. Okay, so when it comes to the shakes, are they a meal replacement? Maybe. If you're not eating breakfast, is adding a shake a meal replacement? No, it's a new meal because they weren't having breakfast before. So guess what? It's not a replacement. It's now what they're doing in the morning because they were just having a cup of coffee, right? They were having a cup of coffee and a slice of bread, or a cup of coffee and a handful of Oreos, whatever that case might be, right? That's what they were doing. Now we're giving them a meal, okay? Now, without going too deep into the macros thing, I'm going to tell you guys this. Here's the way to become an expert on the macros. Isogenic shake is 40% protein, 40% carb, and 20% fat. That's what an isogenic shake is, okay? The isoline, okay? Follow that format when you're coaching someone, okay? So if somebody says, what should I be doing? They should be doing 40% protein. They don't really have to know anything else, guys. I'm telling you, for 90% of the population out there, if we can get them to increase their protein to 40% of their daily caloric intake as protein, carbs and fat are in everything. They'll find carbs and fat in everything else that they eat. Okay. Now, if they have a specific dietary issue or something like that, then they can move them however they want. But I promise you, 40% protein, let the carbs and fats be what they want to be. They will find success. I would coach you to tell them, if they really want to track, to be 40% protein, 30-30 on the carbs and fat. Okay. Again, 90% of the population will be fine at 40% protein, 30-30. And if you have somebody who says, I've hit a plateau, 40% protein, will you track for a week? Right? Will you just track for 1 week? If you will track for 1 week and put yourself at 40% protein, 30-30, I promise you we will find the issue. And most of the time what that issue is that they thought they were eating clean, or they thought they were doing the right thing. But most of the time, that extra handful of almonds, the extra cashews, the Oreo cookie, the finger swipe through the cake batter they were making for their kid, whatever, all of those things add up. Okay. And that is where you're going to find it. So when somebody tells you I've plateaued, it doesn't work for me, any of those comments, ask them politely and correctly, are you willing to track for a week? And if they say they're not, there's really nothing that you can really do to really help that, right? Because if they're not willing to track, then they don't know. Okay, because if you're not tracking, you don't know. And I will tell you, I don't track all the time. So, but I've tracked enough times that I know a good day when I have one. I went for a bike ride this morning. I may be over consuming carbs today. So, because I think I've been like eating every time I turn around. So, but I want you guys to know what it feels like. And I think everybody in here should track for a week. Okay. Next level tracking is enter your day before it happens. So enter tomorrow today. Okay. Build a perfect day. Tell them to sit down and build a perfect day. Now, like, what do you mean? Build the day until it's 40, 30, 30 at whatever calorie count they come up with, right? And if at the end of that week they say, I tracked all week long and I didn't lose any weight, then it's a simple thing of leaving the macros where they're at and reducing the calorie count by 100 or 150 or 200 calories. Okay? Macros are good. Calories are what's going to make the difference. Okay? Every single time. Every time. And Jamie's going to talk a little bit about that as we get to when we get to it. Okay? All right. We are 17. All right. Talk on through here. Isobody challenge. Make sure that everyone is in the Isobody challenge. Isobody sends reminders to your people for you. Okay? If you're new on here and you're not in the Isobody challenge, enter it. It doesn't obligate you to anything. But if you complete it, you get a $200 coupon for free. Nothing that you have to do or ask or submit or do anything else. You've got to do the challenge correctly. You got to take your pictures at the beginning, take your pictures at the end, and send in your essay. And depending on which category you land, you may have to send in maintenance photos. How do I know? Go to your back office, contests and promotions, Isobody challenge. All the information's there. Super easy to locate, super duplicatable. Just go in and do it. Okay? That's the easiest way I can tell you, and you'll be successful with the Isobody challenge. Auto ship. If you're not using the auto ship program currently, I would highly recommend it, because if you put in the current, what they're calling the lifestyle pack, which is 2 canisters of shake, an Ionics, and a cleanse. So you put in 2 canisters of shake, Ionics, and a cleanse, and then you get a $50 coupon towards the rest of it. Then you get a 10% off of everything in the pack. And if you go over, you get 10% on everything. Okay, so it's a really good way to use your auto ship to actually save your money, because 10% covers the cost of the shipping. Okay, so you're literally getting free shipping with your auto ship if you just use that pack. Okay, build everything else off of that pack. 1 Ionics, 1 bottle of cleanse, 2 canisters of shake, add whatever else in you want. Okay, it's a super easy way to do it, super duplicatable, easy to make happen. Next, pages. Great nutrition, great results, and Team Shady executive coaching. If you put people into great nutrition will help you help them, because many of you have other jobs that you're trying to do. And if Gail puts Woob in great nutrition and Woob's sitting there going through something and he's got a question and he asks the question, it saves him from actually having to send a message to Gail, because Gail's got a job that she's trying to get done. And now Woob can get the answer from the other people that are in the page. Plus, and this is a big one, you guys, we see this all the time, it becomes a community. And when people feel that they're involved in a community, they feel more inclined to engage once they trust that community. And it may take some time, but I promise you, if you can get your people to trust that community, that's going to be a benefit. And if you personally are not posting in great nutrition, then your team members are probably not going to post in there either. So you need to make sure that you are engaging in the posts and the pages. And plus, as Michelle Gilbert and the rest of these people in here figure out, you win prizes by participating. So it's not a bad deal, right? All right. Okay. 100-pound club members. Jamie, this is on you, brother. All right. So first, our 100-pound club members that are on here, if you'll all unmute yourself. We have Dan Miker, Todd Wilkinson, Michelle Gilbert, and our newest member, Jamie Walker. Congratulations, Jamie.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Outstanding job, brother.
Good job, Jamie.
So
Thank you.
in order, if I can get like just, and I don't mean to be too sticky on you guys, but I want Caryn to be able to give her presentation. So I want to give the prior 100-pound club members a chance to do 2 things. One, I want you to congratulate Jamie on how amazing he's done and joining the group. And 2, I want you to give literally 30 to 45 seconds of your best inspiration to other members or other people that also are looking to accomplish the same thing. So, Dan Miker, you're number 1, brother.
Jamie, congratulations, brother. Welcome to
to the club. Nashville will be a blast. It'll be overwhelming for you, but you will have a blast with the 100-pound club.
Thank you.
Anybody that is looking for weight loss, from my aspect, is consistency. Consistency is the key. I was a lot like Woob, and I did the program like the program. When I jumped in both feet, I did the program the way it was supposed to be. And the energy, weight loss, and the way I feel is tremendous. Even today, going on 3 years using the program or using Isogenic.
That's awesome. Thanks, Dan. What is your just one thing that you didn't expect from the 100-pound weight loss that you have experienced?
The ability to do things that I used to be able to do, especially when I was in the military. I can do them better than I did when I was younger.
That's awesome, man.
And
Congratulations.
I did not expect to be able to do that.
And Dan, what was your time frame?
I did it in under a year. It was about 9 months.
That's awesome, brother. Congratulations. That's fantastic.
Congrats,
Thank you.
Dan.
Woob.
What's up, guys? What's up, Jamie? I get to talk to Jamie all the time. So, Jamie, great job. You're a badass. And thanks for saying yes, man. So, my thing is this community is number one. I mean, the nutrition is super, super awesome. Like Shady said, all the stuff Shady said, I've learned that along the way. I was that guy that just jumped in, followed the little guide, didn't know what I was doing. That's the great thing about this program is if you just jump in, just go after it and let everybody help you along the way, then you will succeed. And just don't quit. Just keep going, don't quit. Everybody has those ups and down days and just keep moving forward. And that's my best thing I can tell everybody, just keep moving forward and put the nutrition in your body.
Woob, what was your one biggest failure during the 100-pound process?
Just the lack of knowledge. I didn't know, and I didn't, I didn't even know there was a 100-pound club. So, I mean, my journey took a little longer than a lot of these guys because I didn't even know. Shady come up to me and said, I went to Celebration and seen people on stage, and I was like 80 pounds down, and Shady said, "Hey, you could do that." I was like, I'm good, man. I feel great. I mean, I didn't even aspire to be a 100-pound club guy. I just wanted to feel better. When I started feeling great, the number didn't matter. And then I saw those people up on stage, and I was like, I want to be part of those people. And we get to be part of a group that nobody else gets to be part of. We're in a Facebook group, and they, it's like I told Jamie, you did something that very few people, how, other than, the people that are on this page, how many of you guys know somebody that's lost 100 pounds? It's crazy.
That's awesome, brother. Thank you for that, brother. And congratulations, Woob, on your success too, because I know you've been doing a great job, and I know a lot of Jamie's success is due to your coaching and mentorship, and that's fantastic. So thank you for that. Michelle Gilbert.
Hi.
Let's hear it, girl.
Jamie, I love you, man. We talk all the time. And I think I posted about 4 times today that I was proud of you. So you rock. I was crying this morning.
That's fantastic. By the way, everybody, Todd's nickname is Woob, and I am officially changing Michelle's to Boots. So
Jamie's Captain America.
I already have one. Jamie, what's my nickname?
Wonder Woman.
I like that even better.
But I'll take Boots. I like that. It's funny. So my biggest advice, I guess, and inspiration is just stick with it. If you have a meal that isn't on your plan, I don't want to say it's a cheat because it's not a diet, so you're not cheating. If you have a meal or a day where you didn't stick to plan, just get right back on the very next meal. The very next day, just start over. I have not always been on plan every moment, but I got right back on. I lost the weight in about 9.5 months. Dan's got me beat a little bit. And the other piece of advice is stay very active in the pages. It's very motivating. Whenever I needed any motivation, inspiration, had a question, I came into the pages and just was asking questions, answering, trying to inspire other people. That keeps me inspired.
That's awesome. Thank you, Michelle. That is fantastic. And then I'll ask you the same question that I asked Dan. What is the one thing that you didn't expect to have happen for you that did, as far as within the 100-pound club journey? And it can be anything. It doesn't necessarily have to be, weight or whatever. Just one thing that happened that you're like, this is something stuck in your memory.
I think I have two. One was the increased confidence that I have through all of this. And the other is that when I picture myself in my head, I still picture myself at 270. I shock myself when I look in the mirror.
That's a very common thing that I've actually heard before. And I'm going to give you a shout out on the confidence thing, Michelle. Your confidence when you were doing last week, when you were doing the squat challenge, I told Tracy a couple times, I go, you see her, she's just like, boom, this is how you do it, people. And it was just so cool to watch how you were just like here I am, and it's very inspirational. So congratulations.
A little secret though, I probably taped those 6 times before I was happy with them.
Doesn't matter.
I'm not to the confidence level of a live yet, but I'll get there.
I'll push you there. I'm glad you should have given me that tip.
Uh-oh, I'm in trouble now.
All right, Jamie. Let's hear it, brother. Congratulations, man. Seriously, wow. So what was your starting weight, Jamie? First, let's get some preliminaries out of the way. What was your starting weight?
Quick, at January 2nd, I was 299 pounds.
Okay. Hang on a second. I got to hit some mutes. Jamie, I'm going to have to mute everybody and then unmute you. Go ahead and unmute yourself again, Jamie.
Okay, gotcha. We back?
So January, you were what?
January 2nd, I was 299 pounds.
And how many times over the course of, I don't know, you tell me, had you tried to get there? Had you tried to change your lifestyle as far as food goes?
Several times. I tried to eat clean. I tried keto right off the get-go. Fortunately, I had a friend that tried isogenics, and she gave me shakes and whey thins and, just stuff. So I kind of pieced together something like January and February. So I was doing a little bit of the program, but not full bore. And that's when, thankfully, that my wife said, I wasn't getting anywhere with it. And she told me to, hey, call Todd. So on the advice of my wife, which, she'll tell you that I didn't listen to her before. I listened to her this time, and I called Woob. I got my first pack on full pack at February 18th of last year, and I haven't looked back.
And what did you start with?
I started with a 30-day pack, the basic. And I don't even think at that time that I got like everything. But I started doing the shakes just like it was, I followed the program just like Todd said. I didn't differentiate from that for about 2.5 months, I guess. But the first month I lost 28 pounds in 30 days. And I couldn't believe what I was doing. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Why didn't I do this 2 years ago when I talked to Woob, But we talked earlier about this being custom. You can customize it to yourself, which I ended up having to do over time. But yeah, I just followed the program like it was built, and just kept going.
I love that. Following the program, you guys are hearing this over and over again, right? So that's the answer, right? Follow the program, especially at the beginning. So the whole system comment, Jamie, I want to ask you a question about that. How did it feel to you to having a system? How beneficial was that to you?
Very beneficial because it was easy to follow. I mean, honestly, a 5-year-old can follow the system. You know, it's set up for you not to fail. And you said it earlier, and if anybody fails at the system, they're doing something that they're not supposed to be doing. And it was almost fail proof. You know, just do what it told you to do, and I did it. And obviously, I had to change a few things along the way to fit my needs, which we did. And ultimately, I got to the point where I'm at now.
That's awesome. And then one other question I want to ask you, Jamie, because I know we're going to give you opportunities to have this conversation again, but I want to know like the non-isogenic side of this, right? Like, because I know a little bit, and you share however much you want, because I know a little bit about your story because you and your wife have both shared a little bit with me. But one of the things I was actually talking to my trainer about today, because he had seen your post that I'd made, so he asked me some questions. And one of the things I get the most, I don't know, one of the things that inspires me the most, because it was obviously close to my heart as far as what's happened with Tracy and I as well, but I'd really like to hear how it's changed you as a person.
Oh, you had to go there, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
It saved my life. It saved my marriage. It saved my family. Basically, I'm a better person for it all around. And you read the post earlier, what my wife said. I think she's on this call. I'm not for sure.
I see
but yeah, it just in a nutshell, it saved my life. It saved everything about my marriage. And we've grown closer to one another as a couple, as a family. We're a team. Instead of being two individuals, we don't cohabitate. We actually live together, and we enjoy each other, and we set goals together. And it's just, you know, it's been amazing. This journey has, you know, we talk about the weight loss, and I've gained so much more than I've lost, you know, and it's unbelievable. I mean, if you asked me a year ago where I would be right now, I would probably laughed at you and thought, no, I'm not going to be here. But man, amazing.
That's awesome, bro. Congratulations, Jamie. I won't push you down that road, but that's a story that you're going to have to, I mean, and it's not a story. When I say a story, I don't mean like you're making shit up. I mean, like, you know, you really, it's so important to dive into that further, because that passion, you know, that emotion that comes from that, it's very similar. And I tell people all the time, in fact, this is the conversation we had specifically about you today, when I was talking to my trainer, because I was talking to you about you, and I was talking about my wife, and I was talking about how isogenics has been for us and the game changer that it was. And I'm going to ask you a question, and I'm not asking for, like, you don't got to, like, you know, pat me on the back and say, yeah, that's it. But my thought is, and I guess my question to all of you that have had kind of a similar experience, is one of the things that I say regularly is the reason that isogenics has been so profound in Tracy and I's personal life is because of what it has allowed us to do as together, because we don't have to talk about it. When we have our conversations, we still have our conversations about the bills. We still have the conversation about the house. We still have a conversation about the kids, but it's really given us something else to talk about, right? It's given us the ability to have conversations about, man, isn't it amazing what's going on with Dan? Isn't it amazing what's going on with Woob? Isn't it amazing what's going on with Michelle? Isn't it amazing what's going on with Jamie? Isn't it amazing to see that? And if we can have conversations about how we can help or how we can inspire somebody else, and by that positivity of conversation, it's improved our relationship.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, if anybody wants to know my story in depth, I'll be more than willing to share it. But there was a point in my life before I started this that I thought about ending mine. And I didn't tell anybody for probably, I didn't tell my wife until probably a couple months ago that I felt that way, before I did this. Nobody knew that. Nobody knew what road I was going down. And I'll tell you that our marriage was, it was going to end. There's no joke about that. It was going to end. But this is, it's been a blessing. And I just, as Kelly D would say, life is a miracle. So, and I want her abs, by the way. That's my next goal, if you want to know. So, but anyway, yeah, just I can't say enough about how much it's done for my wife and I. It's been amazing.
Well, Jamie, thank you, man, for sharing part of your story, and we'll actually have you you and I'll have a conversation. We'll talk about you sharing your story, because I think it's so important, because again, you guys, this is what builds the community. This is what builds the trust. This is what builds your team members coming in here and you being able to say, look, you can talk to this guy or you can talk to this girl, because you can now relate with them into a team member that you know is going to have their best interests and your best interests at heart when you make that connection. So, Jamie, congratulations, brother. Welcome to the team. 100 club, brother.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Fantastic. All right. So, and by the way, if you want Kelly D's abs, you got to talk to Matt, because her husband may not like you having her abs, but I'm just saying that out loud. All right.
Shady.
Go ahead, brother.
So we talk about getting people's why and talking to them why, when we enroll them. And that's exactly Jamie and another person that I enrolled is why you ask them, why they want to do this. Because that, sometimes you'll get an answer that'll knock you for a loop, they'll surprise you. So that's why it's so important to find out, why they want to do Isagenix. It's not just about weight loss sometimes. And when Jamie told me, that day that, him and his wife are probably gonna get divorced in the next couple of weeks, that was like, whoa, shocker. So that is why it's so important to find out, because there are people out there that need something, and it's not just weight loss. They need this community, and they need something to change their life. So I just wanted to say that.
That's powerful stuff, man. To think of all that from a box.
I got one more thing to say, Shady, and I'll shut up. I promise.
No, you're good, brother. You get it. What is it?
We talked. Well, first of all, I'm glad to be in the company of the other three 100-pound weight loss folks. They've been inspiring to me, and I think I want to add. There's times when I was going through this that I wanted to quit, and I thought that it wasn't going to be achievable. But it was, like you said, the community is what helped me keep going, because everybody talking about it, everybody's saying, hey, listen, keep going. You can do this. You got this. I can't wait for you to walk across the stage. And I was kind of afraid to ask for help. So if I was going to tell anybody out there in their weight loss journey, is don't be afraid to ask for help. If you're struggling, we've all been through the struggles. Ask for help. Don't be afraid. It took me a while to ask for help. I come to you as well because I was struggling. I tried all kinds of different things. And I said, Shady, help me, dude. I got this last little bit, and it paid off. So that's all I got to say. That's it.
I'm glad I could help. Hey, one quick thing. I want to make sure that there's not anybody else on here that's a 100-pound clubber that I'm not aware is on the call, because I know that Greta is another 100-pound club member, but I don't see her on here, but there's a lot of they're just phones on here. So if there's anybody else on here that's a 100-pound club member, please unmute yourself and speak up, because I want to make sure that I acknowledge you being here and your success. All right, cool. All right, so real quickly, since actually, Caryn, you're going to do this, because you have to do this, because now you're getting ready to go into your part. So Caryn is going to do the U+2, then +2 with me, and then she's going to wrap up our call. But this is not a push at all, because this call is going to go a little bit, just touch long, but not too much. But Caryn, I want Caryn to, one, I want to tell her thank you so much for what you did last week in the business page and helping with and doing the lives and sharing what's been beneficial for you and your success. Because and in the way of giving shout outs, for those of you who don't know, because we've put it about every place, but I want to make sure everybody here is aware, Caryn and Carla both, as well as we did, hit the executive reset yet again. And that is an incredible accomplishment. And partially, Tracy and I hitting it, I guess we've been doing this a long time, so we've got a big pipeline, and so we've got more options. But for Caryn and Carla to continually hit it, being as new as they are, is a huge, huge, huge accomplishment. And I want to tell you guys that is an amazing, amazing accomplishment. And I am not aware, and some of you may have seen my post this morning, we're at 27,200 and something people in the total downline. I do not know of anybody other than the two of you that hit on the team that hit the executive reset out of 27,200 and whatever it was people that are now on the team. So congratulations. And so when you guys are getting ready to hear from Caryn on the wrap up of last week's business tips, you heard from Carla, her weeks of business tips. If you guys aren't taking notes, if you're not paying attention to this, you're missing out on people that are actually doing it. And I really want to encourage you guys to listen in on what they're saying. Okay. So with that, Caryn, you can unmute yourself. And for those of you who are on here who are new to it and just using the nutrition, we're going to do a little bit of the business. It's not going to go crazy into the business, but we're just going to talk about some good strategy tips and kind of how this business works, or how you can help yourself do the business, right? So it's not going to go too deep. We're just going to cover some very, very cool points, I believe. So, Caryn, congratulations, girl. Seriously.
Thank you.
Amazing stuff. All right, you +2, them +2. And you're signing up Woob, because I can see your face and I can see Woob's face.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Bear with me. Okay.
All right.
So, all right. So I signed up Woob, and I'm going to have him sign up 2 people, one on his left and one on his right. And they're each going to get a 30-day pack, because that's easy for me.
Okay. And how much do they get? How much do you get, or how much does Woob get for doing those 2 30-day packs?
Well, Woob is going to sign both of them up in the same week. So he's going to make $50 off of each pack.
Okay, because what are they initially?
25.
Okay. So if he does them both in the same week, he gets 50 on the first. If he does the second one the same week, he gets 50 on that one as well. Correct?
Yep.
Okay.
So then he becomes a consultant,
Perfect.
and he will make $50 for that.
And he got $100 in what we refer to as
PIB.
product
Yeah.
introduction bonus.
Yes.
Okay. All right. He's at $150. What's next?
Yep. Okay. So next each of those people are going to do the same thing. So Woob signed up Carla, and Carla signed up Susie and Amy, and then Amy over here on this side signed up 2 people.
Okay.
And so Woob became a manager.
Okay. What did he do first, though? First, he created 2 consultants, and what does
Yep,
he get
he
for
created-
creating those consultants?
Yeah, he created 2 consultants, so that's $100 per consultant.
Okay.
And he
And
became a
because he did
manager.
that in how long?
60 days
From?
from when he flipped to become an associate.
Correct. That's a very important aspect, guys. From when they flip to become an associate starts the time clock. Okay. So, and then what did he earn for doing that?
$250.
So he earned $250 because he created 2 consultants,
Yep.
right? So he made $600 because he did you share, they share,
Yep.
right? Nice
Correct.
and easy, just like that.
Nice and easy.
Nice. Well done. Thank you. All right. So with that, let me hit stop share. I want to tell you guys that Caryn it's her birthday and she's still here. And I appreciate that, Caryn. So thank you for being here. Not only her birthday, but her son's birthday, and she's still here.
Oh, he's in bed.
Okay, well, but you're still here, right?
I am.
So thank you very much for being on the call and taking your time to do this and helping. And you're here because she's helping the team. Okay, so Caryn, this floor is yours, and I appreciate your help.
Okay, so I'm just going to share with you guys this book I put together. It's something similar I used in my past sales business, and it just kind of made sense for people that are busy, that have a hard time fitting isogenics into their life as far as working with, number one, most importantly, I think the people that you sign up, and number two, not losing track of people that are potentially interested. And, you know, sometimes we forget those people. So I put together this binder. Can I just flip my camera? Does that work? Hold on. Can I do that? Yeah. Okay. So I put together this. Can you guys hear me okay? Yeah?
Yes, yeah, we can hear you. Sorry, I muted myself.
Okay. Okay. Because you're making weird faces. So I just want to make sure you could hear me.
You're
Okay.
good.
So I put together this book that kind of helps me keep track of everything that has to do with my business. It's small. So I think that's really important because I take it with me everywhere I go. It doesn't have my calendar in here, any of that. It just basically has people's names and information. So keep it small. On the inside of it, I have the Crystal Executive Plan in case you're ever on a call and Brent puts you on the spot and you need to know how to do, you need to know how to share. Print that off, put it in your book. So in my book, basically, I have a couple tabs, and I have first 30 days. I have builders is my second tab. I have consultants is my third tab. So that's people that are already consultants. Then I have contests, and I'm going to go over what's in all of these, but just kind of if you guys are jotting down what's in there, contest, and then last but not least is potentials. So it's just those tabs. So what I've done is I went through, and every time I sign somebody up, whether I do or somebody on my team does, I put them under this first 30 days tab. Okay. So if they're a personal person that I signed up, I put their name on the paper. I put what they signed it, what that, and then I put their start date. So everybody within their first 30 days is going to be here. Now, if I have somebody in their first 30 days that one of my teammates signed up, I will put signed up by so-and-so here. So I know where people came from. So that's kind of what's under my first 30 days. One other thing I do with these people is I will talk to people in their first 30 days and ask them, okay, do you have a friend that might want to try the system out? Those people's names down on this sheet under that person, because when accountability person, and I want to be able to use their name, it just helps me
Caryn,
to keep
Caryn,
them accountable. But maybe I haven't. What's that?
You're cutting out just a little bit. I don't know if your internet's slowing down or if it's cutting out, but it's not terrible. It's just a little bit.
Well, I'm going to turn my headphones off. Let me
Okay.
see. Okay, is that better?
Yes.
Turning my headphones off. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's everything that's under the first 30 days. All these people. Now, these people will stay in the first 30 days until they decide to become builders. So when somebody says to me, or I talk to somebody about the income with Isogenics, I move them to this builders section. Okay. When I move them to the builders section, that means that they want to start sharing the business. They want to make some income. So I move them here so I can work with them a little more. Name goes here, start date goes here, and what side of my tree they're on, I put up here too, if they're on the right or the left. So I add that on there. So right here is builders. And I just basically put simple information in these pages. If it's a builder of somebody else on my team that I'm working with, I put who signed them up. For instance, this person was signed up by somebody else on my team, but she reached out to me and said she wants to make some money with Isogenics, so I'm working with her. I jot down potential people that she says she's talked to, so when I talk to her again, I can say, hey, how did it go with Susie? Or hey, how did it go with Amy? Helps me keep them accountable with who they're talking to. And then the next section is, can I pay you to make a book? Consultants. So this is my, everybody that's a consultant on my team goes here. Anybody is a consultant, whether they have gone inactive or they're still active, goes here. And so these are my consultants, and whoever they have signed up, I have under them. I put what side of the tree they're on. These are all consultants within my team. And then the next section is contest. And under this section, I basically put any company contests in here. I jot them down. If Jill does a contest, I jot it down. I jot down the dates. When Team Shady does one, I jot it down. That way I have one place. I'm looking back when somebody asks me about a contest. This is where I go. This is where I look to help my team keep accountable, who they have to email, all of that stuff. So that's all under contest. And then company contests are there too. My last section is probably, for me, my most important. These are all the people I have talked to about Isogenics that have not joined. So these are people that have either said, hey, I want to come to a sip and sample sometime, or that I've sent information to. Anybody that I've conversated with that has said, no, not right now, or hasn't joined Isogenics goes here. Now, it is just their name. There's no other information here, because unless we have phone dialogue, and then I will give them a separate page so I can jot that information down. But I'm going to be real honest. Most of my dialogue with people is text message or messenger, because that's just the truth of it. I do have a couple people that I have phone dialogue with, and then obviously I jot that information down so that when I follow up with them, I know what the heck we talked about last time. Everybody else is basically saved on my phone. So when there's a big promotion, or when there's a, hey, Jill's giving out $100 for a pack, these are the people I'm calling. I'm checking in with and saying, hey, you know what? I know we talked 3 months ago. It wasn't a good time. How about now? How is the nutrition? You know, if whatever our dialogue was from before, maybe they decided to try a different kind of nutrition. I still follow up with those people. They don't leave my book until they say, leave me alone. They truly don't. I can't tell you how many people have said, nah, I'm going to try a Nutrisystem or something. And I follow up with them and say, hey, how is it going? You know, how are you doing? Because I genuinely care. And a lot of the people, they don't stick with it. And so I share, hey, can I tell you why I've stick with my nutrition? And that's kind of what I share. So quickly, my tips on making this work for your life. And I'll answer any questions you guys have about what's in there. But basically every single day I reach out to 5 people that are potentials, because that's the core of building my Isogenics business, and 5 people that I've already brought into the business, because they are just as important. I don't ever want to sign somebody up on a pack and never ever talk to them again. I think that's insane. So every day I call at least 5 people, whether they're in my first 30 days. I call 10 people that are in my first 30 days, or my leaders or my builders, or
and I call 5 potentials. Potentials get called every single day, contacted, whatever. If I don't have any potentials, then I literally will scroll on Facebook and find people that need to be put on my connections list. People that are starting to go to the gym, people that are training for a 5K, people that can use our nutrition, which is everybody in my opinion, but I jot them down. I may do my Facebook scrolling at, 6 o'clock in the morning when I have my quiet time. I'm not going to contact people at that time. So they go in my potentials so that when I do my Isogenics business, I'm reaching out to those people. So that's kind of how I make it work. That's what I do.
I love it. And just so everybody knows, you are you're single, you are not a mom, and you don't have a full-time job, right?
Right. Yeah. I sleep till 10 every day. I'm up till midnight. I'm a party girl.
Yeah, right. So seriously though, let's hear the family story. So let's hear the family.
Well, I have a 3-year-old, well, now 4-year-old and a 13-year-old who doesn't ever go to bed. He's texting me now. Are you coming to bed? Are you going to say goodnight? I work a 40-hour week regular job. Both my kids are my 13-year-old's in every sport possible. I try to do as much as I can with my kids. My kids pretty much kind of run my life. So this book goes everywhere with me. It goes to sports. It goes, it's my birthday. I work on my birthday. I can't tell you how many people reached out to me and said, I'm really sorry to bother you on your birthday. I have a question. I'm like, yeah, well, today I'm paid off of work and my real job. So today is a good day to bother me. But it's just, you have to have a why. And my why is to not, have to go to work for the man every day. So that's why I do it. I have a schedule. I have a routine, and I don't check off the box in my planner that says 5 and 5 every day. My planner, my calendar for my family says 5 and 5. And so I have to do that 5 and 5 every single day. And it might be locking myself in the bathroom some days. And that's a true story. Or in the car, in the garage.
That's
but
awesome.
It's, if you want to make it happen, you can make it happen. Everybody's busy. Nobody's busier than, I'm probably a lot less busy than a lot of other people. So
that's fantastic. And seriously, Caryn, one of the things, there's a couple things that she said that I want to touch on. But one of them was caring, right? She cares. You guys, she has a goal, but having a goal for some level of financial success doesn't preclude you from caring about the success of the people that you're bringing on. And the more that you care about the success of the people that you bring on, the more successful that you will become, because maybe those people that you brought on don't want to do that as a business, but when they see how much you care, they're going to be more willing to refer people to you so that you can sign them up, so that you can help them like you help those other people. Okay.
Right.
Don't miss out on how important that is. And the fact that Caryn is so busy as she is most likely why, that's why she has to write this stuff down. So how many of you guys are not writing stuff down other than me, right? Because I'm bad about it, right? I see Eddie's got his right. So it's important to write your notes down on who you're talking to and everybody else. So a couple quick comments, and I'm trying not to go over too long here, but one of the ways that many of you can make sure to follow up with your team is if you put them in Great Nutrition, because Facebook has, and I don't even know when they changed this. I just noticed it earlier today when I was searching something else. But if you go into Great Nutrition and you click the search bar, search this page, you can search a topic, and like, let's say, for example, you search welcome, okay, just the word welcome. And then you can search by you, posted by who. So posted by you. So now you can see every single person that you've ever welcomed into Great Nutrition. Okay. One of the other ways to do that is if you welcome somebody, you can hashtag a certain word that you put when you put them in the page. So, welcome my friend Eddie, hashtag he's amazing, right? So every time I put a person in, every time I put a guy in, I might put hashtag he's amazing. Every time I put a girl in, I might put hashtag she's amazing, right? Then I can just search the hashtag he's amazing, she's amazing, and I can pull up every single person I've ever entered. But I know that I always put welcome so-and-so right? So I know that if I search for the word welcome, and then if I search my name, then I'm going to come up with every post that I've ever created that says welcome. And I can go through that and I can look at all those people. Okay. Now, the next thing that happened, because Facebook has changed this, and some of you may not be aware of this, but if you invite somebody into the page, they're not immediately in the page. They have to accept that invite. It has nothing to do with us. Now, in the Team Shady Business page, it does, but in the Great Nutrition page, it has nothing to do with us. And if they don't accept that invite, they're not in the page. Okay. So one of the things you can do is you can go and you can search your welcomes and you can find all the people you've entered. And then the next thing you can do is you can go and check to see if they're members. Because if you click the member button and then you search that person's name, if they're not listed as a member, they've never accepted your invite. Now, I'm not sure I can, because I'm an administrator, I can see who was invited, but I don't know if you guys can. So if somebody's on Great Nutrition, if you can pull that up. Carly, can you see it? You can see who was invited? Perfect. Makes it way easier. So you can go in there and you can see, are they members? Because if they're not, then you can go over and you can click the invite button and see if they were invited. Okay, because they may still be sitting there and invited. Now, if you send them another invite because they didn't accept it, then it may show up. Or if it clicks up and it says invite sent, something's wrong, that means that they've canceled that opportunity. They don't want to be invited. Okay, so then in order to fix that, then you have to go to them and they have to go into their group settings and they have to track that down and change it. That's the only way they can get back into the page. Okay, because they have to accept that invitation. So it's so important to make sure that the people that you're inviting into the page are actually accepting the invitation to get into the page. Okay. So I just wrote a couple down. Search, welcomes, check invite members, Caryn. I think that's it, guys. I think that's it. So Caryn, thank you so much for doing that last week. It's really appreciated. And my sister's running one this week. Michelle, thank you so much for last week for taking care of that. Gail and Amy and who else is doing it, Gail? You and Amy, who else is doing this week's sit-ups or not sit-up, wall sits?
April.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. April, Gail, and Amy are doing the wall sits and the cooking for busy people this week, right? So you guys make sure you engage on their pages and take engagement there. One quick shout out. I hope that Marie's still on here. Marie is on here. If you guys know anyone who lives someplace along the Appalachian Trail, Marie's son, Bruno, is hiking the Appalachian Trail. He's literally walking it, right? It's like 2,000 something miles. It's going to take him, he just crossed over into, I think, North Carolina. Is that correct? So he just crossed over from Georgia into North Carolina. So if you know somebody along the Appalachian Trail that doesn't mind saying hello to him and maybe taking in a care package or something, give her a shout out, connect and see where they're at or whatever. It might be a cool thing to be able to welcome her son, and he might need a shower along the way. So it'd be cool if anybody gives a shout out to him and that sort of thing. The other thing is, any of you that want to follow him on Instagram, and the reason I'm saying this because I'm super jealous of the fact that he's doing this. But he's what is it? Where's Bruno? Is it Wandering Bruno? What is it, Marie? You got to unmute yourself. Sorry. There you go. I did it.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, it's the Lost Bruno.
The Lost Bruno. So if you're on Instagram, find The Lost Bruno and send him well wishes. I sent him a bunch of Isopro, the amped bars, because I knew those wouldn't melt. So he's got some of those, but he's probably gone through those already. He's walked 100 miles so far, so he's just barely getting into the trail. But it's going to be an amazing hike, and I'm super jealous of what he's doing. So Marie, everybody's just thinking about him and wishing him well on his hike. So awesome stuff. We did pretty good, guys. 7:06. We went through a lot of good stuff. So again, thank you guys so much for taking your time and being on here. And I hope that this was beneficial to you guys and of value to you guys this week. And looking forward to all the good stuff that's happened the rest of the week. I will tell you, in this group, I talked a little bit about it at the 1 o'clock call. the shipping program is coming out. Okay. I'm not over promoting it into the team pages right now. And the reason I'm not over promoting it in the team pages is because my concern isn't that somebody will delay their order. My concern is anytime that somebody stops their order, that they forget to change it. Okay. So I'm not promoting heavily about the shipping program until next week. So if you guys can kind of take that under advisement to whatever level that you want, but the shipping program is going to be this. For $120, for $119, you will get unlimited shipping for a year. Okay, so it's kind of like the Prime program with Amazon. So, and that includes all of your special orders. So any shake releases that come out, you'll be able to get those. You will not be charged additional money during the hot weather period, when they usually, if you get bars or something, they usually charge you a few extra bucks for those. So literally you will get unlimited shipping for the entire time that you have an account, right? So it's real important that you guys are aware of that. And I just want you guys to know that's coming out on the 22nd. Okay? Cool. Any questions tonight for anybody that talked? All right, I'm going to unmute everybody, give Jamie one last shout. Actually, give all of our 100-pound club participants one last shout out. Let me unmute everybody. So let's have a shout out for all of our 100 club members. Good stuff, man. Seriously good stuff. Love it. All right, you guys. All right. Have a fantastic night, everybody. Yeah, Carla's laughing. She's like, that way you wasn't expecting that. Nope, I wasn't expecting. Maybe it's a problem if I unmute that, because you never know what's really happening behind the scenes when you hit the unmute button. So, but that's all right. It can be all entertainment value. All right, you guys. Have a fantastic night. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys being on here. I will post this call, by the way. I will post it.